I was diagnosed with chronic thromboembolic pulmonary hypertension, also known as CTEPH, in October of last year. So I had my first pulmonary embolism in June of 2022. For a few months after being diagnosed with that initial blood clot, my symptoms weren't improving. I actually started feeling much worse. I could no longer shower or bathe on my own. My partner had to help me, and everyone I spoke to kept telling me it was normal, that was how it was. I didn't believe that. Eventually they did send me for a right heart catheter. Unfortunately it showed I did have pulmonary hypertension. It's not nice to be told you've got an illness that will get worse over time, can eventually lead to your death. It's not pleasant, but I knew we had an answer. Right at the worst of it, like I say, I couldn't bathe myself, my partner would have to help. I couldn't cook my own meals. Getting dressed, I would just be out of breath constantly. And medications have helped that, as well as losing weight. I just know that in the future the weight loss will negate the symptoms, and that feeling of breathlessness, that flushness, I know that's going to eventually come back. So I'm not looking forward to that. So I have been told that pulmonary endarterectomy is an option for me. The only barrier at the moment is losing weight, just to make it as safe as can be. I've managed to lose just shy of 7 stone now from being my biggest weight. Hoping to lose a little bit more. So a pulmonary endarterectomy involves them cutting me open, opening my lungs up, kind of scraping the residual clot from within that. And if PT can give me a much longer, much more fulfilling life after surgery, then that's what I'm working towards. I want to share my story because I think there's a lot of people out there who have pulmonary hypertension who they haven't been able to explain to people the gravity of what they deal with day in and day out. I like to just try and crack on and say that I'm okay, but actually behind closed doors, some days I'm really hurting, and I know that's not great for my mental health. I also think some families think, well, they're just a bit breathless, but it kind of goes beyond just being breathless for me. It's everything around being breathless. You're constantly thinking, am I breathing too loud? Am I annoying people? Am I walking too slowly? Having such a serious health condition as a young person sometimes feels devaluating, because although I'm overweight, and I think a lot of people put my breathlessness down to being overweight, but I also think a lot of people don't understand. Like when I'm huffing and puffing, it's usually something you'll see like the older generation do, and as a young person, I think they kind of feel, she's done it to herself, and that's not the case. If I could help the general public understand one thing about PH, is that it's invisible and it's not easy to live with. We generally just normal people just trying to get by, just doing the one thing loads of people find very easy to do, and that's breathe. Like, it affects every aspect of your life, every aspect. Going out to eat with your friends, it's constantly in the back of your mind, and just to have a bit of compassion. I think sometimes we're very quick to judge, and I do the same. And I think since getting PH, I tend to judge people a little bit less, because we really don't know what people are going through.